Welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Thunder 2004's modded career mode. I am absolutely I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the current future longevity of our team. I know we don't have the manufacturer support with Pontiac anymore. I know that we are currently in a chase trying to capture that elusive manufacturer's title for, Pontiac as well, especially since we're now last again after Ford has won another race, and they're now 78 points above our 59. But I'm also concerned about my points lead. As you guys know, I'm not going to say we've hemorrhaged points. We've lost a fair bit here so far, but we haven't lost like that, like, oh my gosh, big number situation. But I just don't feel like our car is up to snuff anymore. I've been overhauling things, trying to make sure things are going well, but it's just not. It doesn't feel like we're there. It definitely feels like we're on the back foot each and every race, and I can tell from Steven and Joe's, qualifying and how they're racing. I think they're also on the back foot. They're on the same back foot that I'm on because I'm literally giving them the same equipment. Um, and it kind of sucks, as a team owner. It sucks. It sucks as a team owner, you know, trying your best and realizing that you're shortchanging yourself and the team. Um, so I've embraced this manufacturer's section here, reaching out to me. They've been reaching out to me for a bit, and I finally answered the phone call from Toyota. Toyota called and they were like, hey, we see that you're kind of struggling this season, and we know that you're looking for a new manufacturer. What do you say you badge your car with a Toyota emblem next season, and we'll try our best to help you out, but it's just going to take a significant investment, to do that. And I was like, well, I'll think about it. It's not a number one thing for me to worry about at this moment. It is on the back of my mind. I've been thinking about it. I'm trying to figure out what the next step is so I can hopefully put our team in a good position. But for now, I just don't see myself, I just don't see myself with that, I don't. Right now, I just don't. Maybe it's because of the fact I don't want to lose Pontiac. I mean, I've already lost Pontiac. I just kind of got to get over it. It's rough, man. Pontiac's been on my car as a rookie. They were on my car in our championship season. And this season, I'm trying my best to win a manufacturer's title, and I don't know, guys. It's rough. Hopefully you guys can understand. So coming into this race, we've already done everything we needed to do in the garage. We're overhauling the chassis, the engine, and the one body for generics. We're overhauling all generic, and we got to get ready for Dover. Plus, I do need to make sure I continue to keep getting an average start, average finish above 10th place. And right now, my average start finish is above 10, which is great. Currently, my average finish is better than last season where I won a championship, but my average start is starting to suffer. It's almost like my 2003 season where I had a 15.8 average start, and things are beginning to look a little bleak. Around this point of the season, I haven't won as many races either. I'm concerned. So Dover's next, and I'm going to bring a car that we've already used before. As you guys know, I'm trying my best to also maximize the longevity of this equipment as best as I can. So we're going to run with the same equipment that we ran in the previous speedway race and the race before that. And hopefully this time I won't wind up putting myself a lap down, or hopefully Miles the Monster won't come out and attack me. That's going to be concerning. So without further ado, let's head to Dover, Delaware. Concrete, Miles the Monster. Let's see what we got. Car feels pretty good. I'm able to hang out around the bottom. Got tight off. Got real tight off the corner. That was bad. I did not expect that. I was off the accelerator and everything trying to get the wheel to turn. It just didn't want to turn. I know that does not say 43rd. Okay. Let's see what we can do on this lap instead. Down into turns 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Come on, off the corner. This got to be better.
We'll be faster on race day, don't worry.
13th.
Welcome to Delaware for the running of the MBNA Armed Forces Family 400 at Dover International Speedway.
This is a tough track, both physically and mentally. What is it the drivers struggle with so much here, Barney?
This place has got high bank concrete corners that can be really tricky for some drivers. You've got to always be thinking ahead in this race and planning your passes well. Otherwise, you may quickly find yourself in the wall.
The MBNA car is currently at the top of the points list.
Yeah, but it's far from over yet. He's got to focus on being consistent. A little slip up for just one race can cost you big in the points.
In 2002, it seemed that Harvick suffered through the sophomore slump that we always hear about.
With only one win and a 21st finish in the points, it was a down year. But you have to believe that Richard Childress' race team, especially one with Goodwrench on the hood, is going to find his championship form sooner or later.
Alrighty, guys. Here we go. I made some adjustments in happy hour. I actually went to happy hour, and as you can tell, I think the adjustments worked because I absolutely launched on, and then I launched into Jamie McMurray. But we absolutely launched on the start there. Go down off into turns 3 and 4. Did I say turns 3 and 4 as I was heading to 1 and 2? Where's my head been, guys? I think my head is swimming from all the stuff going on around me. It's really hard to be. It's really easy to get distracted in NASCAR. So right now we are 4th on the racetrack. I retuned the motor to give us a little bit more power, but I think I'm pulling a higher gear than I actually anticipated. I ran some practice runs by myself without the draft, and I forgot to factor in the draft on the gear ratio selection, which I don't think you guys can tell, but the gear ratio selection is definitely a lot worse than it was before. Like, I'm definitely just in the red the entire time. I'm just on the rev line. Got 2 guys that I don't really like having in front of me, which is the 97 and the 20. I'm gonna have to set him up for an actual pass here at some point because I want to get to the front and lead some laps. I also want to get from behind guys because with the draft, like I said, my gearing is just wrong. I set the gears wrong. That's not what I wanted to see. We're trailing smoke, aren't we? Oh no. Well, I'm desperate to try to help Pontiac, but this is not the way to help Pontiac at this point. There goes my championship rival. I think if I keep it under 8K, I should be fine. I just need to log laps. This is not what you want to see. I gotta let Joe go by. I can't get around. I can't help him. I see Steven behind me too. No, everything is not okay. Should be obvious. This is not what I wanted. I don't know if y'all can tell. This is a very helpless feeling. I'm trying my best to nurse it, but I'm already about to be lapped. I see we got some cars coming down pit road. Which means the pit window is officially open. I can't keep running ahead of Rusty Wallace like this. I just can't.
22, 62. Keep it up, great lap. We don't want him getting beside us. Cars entering the track ahead. Clear all around. Be careful, you're using up those tires. The 2 cars up high.
That's not the sound I want to hear.
Clear. 23, 34. Is there something wrong with your car? That was off your base. Far high. The 97 car is still there. Coming up on a car exiting pit road.
It blew. It blew. Game over. I don't even think my team can fix this. Oh, this has been so depressing. Last 2 races in a row. This has been oh my gosh.
The crew goes to work on this car. They definitely need a good stop now. It looks like it's going to be fairly routine so far. 4 tires going on the machine. Also putting in 1 can of gas. Looks like only a half a can on the second. 4 tires, 1.5 cans of fuel. They make no mistakes on that one. What a good stop down here at pit road.
It just blew up. It blew up in the corner. I'm glad I was closer to pit road. I mean, at least I didn't cross the line or something. And I think this is going to be a tail end of the longest line for pitting while pit road was closed. Yeah, and the leaders of pit too.
The leader paces the field back as we get ready for the restart here. Green flag is in the air.
Yep, tail end of the longest line. I'm a lap down, but
64.
I can only salvage a day. That's it. I can't. There's no hope for a win at this point.
Got one high.
Not with this engine. I went too far.
Still beside you. 2275. You're flying out there, buddy. Good job. Okay, we're clear.
I'm trying to make do with the car that we have, and unfortunately the car that we have isn't enough at this point. Every other team's got support from their manufacturer. We don't. I mean, we're making moves right now, but we're making moves against cars that
Save your tire.
aren't cars that we, lose to. The downside is I got to get to the 99 and the 01, but with me starting at the tail end of the longest line, that's put a spanner in my work here.
Attaboy. Keep it smooth, just like that. I'm sure our sponsors don't want to see a beat-up car, buddy. 3 wide.
Come on.
Easy now. Gonna need some of that grip later. And now trouble on the backstretch. Contact made on the back.
It just goes from bad to worse. It's just going from bad to worse.
Back to the start.
Oh, come on, Greg Biffle.
Will be slow due to a yellow on the backstretch. Clear.
The good news is we've got laps to go. we've got laps to go in the race. I'm going to bring it down pit road. 4 tires, throw 4 tires at it. Put some fuel in it. We're still a lap down, and we really didn't gain anything, which sucks. So, this is the toughest day, I think, so far this season. The motor having problems. The fact that it blew up and we're still running, I guess, is probably the only positive right now. This is a depressing day, guys. Like, this day is just bad all around, man. The good news is we're now in the line where we're supposed to be. The bad news is there aren't nearly enough lap down cars in front of me.
70, 27. Hold it steady. 3 wide. Contact with the 9 car. Clear on both sides. Gotta keep the tires in good shape to be fast, buddy. Got one down low. All clear, buddy. 23, 31.
Rusty, you keep blocking me. I know I'm a lap down. You keep blocking me like this, we're going to have a problem.
One more down.
I will send Rusty Wallace. I'm not in the mood right now.
Got one high.
I'm letting him know I'm faster than him. Is John Andretti second? John Andretti second.
22, 18. That's a quick one.
I know I'm feeling some kind of way. but a John Andretti win would be so goated.
Got one down low.
Take care of that.
I held up Rusty.
Keep it behind you if you can.
Go, John Andretti. Tony, we've already got our own issues. Don't make me send you. Well, it's up to John Andretti to win the race. I'm now officially just going to be out here in the front. Hopefully a caution occurs, and if a caution occurs with enough time left, I mean, with the launches that I get, maybe I could gain some extra spots. I'm not holding my breath for a caution. Last couple of races, I think the cautions have actually come because of me.
You're looking great from where I'm sitting. How's the car feel?
So
Just 10 laps.
it would be a miracle, I guess, if a caution were to fly and actually help me at this point. You know, usually I'm really good at setting up cars in NASCAR Thunder, but I definitely missed the mark on this one. It's the distractions, man. All the manufacturers calling me, waking me up in the middle of the night. All the thoughts and fears that I'm the defending points champion, so I should be performing better. And then I go and have 2 races in a row where I do jack all for anything. Like this, I think this is probably the most humbling experience I think I've ever had. You know, I thought we had cars that were good enough to compete for the wins. And then I do dumb things.
Good job. Just 5 to go.
Definitely disappointed in myself. Can't be disappointed in the team. Team is doing what they're supposed to do. I'm just coughing it up every time, and it's on me.
22, 28.
That's it. That's the speed we're looking for. The right front's wearing down. Keep an eye on it.
I was trying to address the whole us not having enough speed at qualifying for us to qualify. First lap was 43rd, second lap was 13th. And I was like, okay, well, I need to address that somehow.
That's a quick one.
Here I go again with the motor. The good news is that the leaders are on the second to last lap. Just got to get the car home. White flag for the leader.
You're fast. 2 more times around.
I am going to choose not to get lapped. Can't say I don't finish every lap. Motor's gonna blow again. I grenaded the motor twice this week. Twice. Well, we'll cross the finish line.
Could have been better.
Well, it could have been much worse, I suppose. We'll get them next time.
Depressing.
The drivers didn't spend much time behind that Pontiac pace car today.
Well, I'd say the fans would probably have liked to seen more excitement. I'm sure the drivers, on the other hand, were happy about the low number of caution flags.
The 53 car now has one less friend in the garage area.
Well, when you're out there beating and banging on guys, some feathers are bound to get ruffled. Maybe after some time to cool off, they'll be back to racing with clear heads.
This has been NASCAR Winston Cup Racing, brought to you by EA Sports and MRN. Next up is Pocono.
These last 2 races have probably been the hardest races I think I've ever had. So the race win goes to Rusty Wallace. Matt Kenseth finished his second. John Andretti third. Sterling Marlin. Joe Agee. So good job for Joe. I knew Joe was going to come back and show up at some point at one of these tracks, and he finished 5th after starting 40th. So that's good for Joe. Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, Michael Waltrip, Ricky Rudd, and Jeff Gordon round out your top 10. As a matter of fact, all those who've led a lap was only Rusty Wallace and John Andretti. There you go. Further down the line, as you guys probably are well aware of, we are nowhere on the first 2 pages. Kevin Harvick, Ellie Sadler, Dale Jr., Bobby Labonte, Jamie McMurray, Ryan Newman, Ricky Craven, Jimmy Spencer, Casey Mears, and Andy Hillenberg are your top 20. The last car to finish on the lead lap was me in 27th with a blown motor. You heard that right. I blew my motor on the last lap. But at least we finished 27th. What a bad day. What a bad day. Kurt Busch DNF'd, and a couple of guys finished 2 laps down. Some guys finished 1 lap down. It wasn't a good day for me. And I'm pretty sure my finishing averages just took a massive hit, and so did my qualifying average. Time to head back to the race shop and see what the damage is. And I don't even think I'm the points leader anymore, honestly. I'd be surprised if somehow, some way, I retained the points lead after this debacle of a race. Like this race went bad. It was bad. So let's head back to the shop and figure it out from there. Well, we landed back in Atlanta, and I don't know, man. The vibe the last couple of races has slowly started to taper downhill, and I feel like it's just still going. So a little concerning heading into Pocono. And I have retained the points lead by literally 1 point. 1 position. Me having that 1 position and getting off of the lap down line saved my points lead. 1 position. So 1 point difference between me and Mark Martin now. Rusty Wallace is still third in the standings. Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, John Andretti, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Burton, Tony Stewart, and Matt Kenseth round out your top 10. A few more notables are kind of in the back here. Dale Jr.'s down in 19th. I'm just seeing a lot of struggles. I'm seeing Greg Biffle struggling. Brian Vickers struggling right now, but I mean, he's a rookie, so what can you really expect out of a rookie? Brendan Gaughan is struggling. Steven and Joe are slowly catching up to some of these other guys who've run a few more races than them. You know, Jimmy Spencer ran 10. Steven and Joe have only ran 6 so far this season. So not much to expect out of that from them, but I'm definitely seeing where we could potentially do a little bit better, hopefully. We've got to figure out what to do. We've got to figure this out. You know, the manufacturer's chase is just a little bit further out of reach now. We gained some points with Joe's top 5, but on that same vein, we're still behind Ford. We're still behind Chevy. You know, we need to pick it up in some way. I don't know how, but we need to. And that motor is done. That motor blew twice in 1 race. So I can't even run that same motor at Pocono. And we're currently overhauling 1 motor. So we're down a motor as well today. Not what you expect out of your team. So we're going to go ahead and throw this 1 car body in for overhaul since we can. It'll be done in 1 race time because we have another Speedway body right here, body number 1 that we could use at Pocono and beyond. So we'll figure that out. Yeah, and of course, the prestige of my sponsors has fallen. At least they're happy. McDonald's isn't as happy, and neither is Goodyear, but you know, team and driver sponsors are usually never happy. If they are happy, that's kind of rare. So, you know, something to think about. I'm scratching my head. I just don't know what's next. 13 races are in the book. We're going on to race 14. 13 races left before the chase, and we're hitting that slump point where things are about to get just worse for us. It's been hard. You know, Ford has won the Carolina Dodge Dealers 400. Richmond, they won Coke 600. Rusty Wallace and the Dodge won the MBNA Armed Forces 400. Ford won at Phoenix. I mean, we're getting a lot more Ford wins this season alone. Things are not looking so great. There's what, six Ford wins? Yeah, 6 Ford wins to Pontiac's 3. And Ford's or Dodge's 2 and Chevy's what, 1? Oh, sorry. Dodge has 3 wins as well, and Chevy has 1 win with Jeff Gordon of all people. No one else has won from Chevy. It's just been Ford's domination for much of this entire season so far. I don't know, guys. Hopefully we rebound in Pocono. I'll see you guys in the next video.